Hey YouTube fam, this is your girl Tall Trends, and I am back, but not with the traditional wig fitting reviews, but more of like what I think about a certain brand and how those wigs are holding up. So let's get to it. All right, fam. So for the first time, like in my entire life, I took an extended vacation for reasons in the past, whether it's I was short on money, or I was a contractor and I didn't get PTO, or my life just wouldn't give me the option or the opportunity. My vacations were far and few in between. And look, I did my best. I believe on my last upload, I let you all know that I was trying out Megalook, the wigs from Megalook. Now, as I said in my previous video, I'll link a card up above just in case you haven't seen it and you want to jump over there and look at it. The lace on these wigs are pretty nice. They're kind of like your what they call the HD lace. I feel like you could tint it any color, put your makeup on it, however you like to do it, whether it's spray, foundation, that the lace does its job. Now, I purchased two wigs from them. I got this highlighted like body wave wig. I believe the website claims that is 120% density. I can't remember. I felt like it was more like 180, but I probably felt that way because I have a bigger head and I am a bigger woman. So maybe on an average size woman, this would be more than enough hair. I kind of want to talk about some of the things that I ran into when I did the double cap method on this wig. It was able to stretch over my entire head, but I knew that the wig was going to slip back. I probably needed about maybe a half an inch more cap or like stretchability in the cap. So I went ahead and I did the double cap method. Now, unfortunately, I purchased some new 25-inch dome heads, and it's because I'm doing a lot of different wig projects at one time, and it takes me like forever to get to them. And I don't like to take off a wig I'm working on to put on another wig because I had, be done. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I had done be done. Put all the push pins in there and lining it up correctly. So I'm like, let me buy some new 25-inch dome heads and, redo my measurements. I kind of measured a bit wrong. And even after like redoing them and redoing them and redoing them, it wasn't coming out as flush or accurate the way my wigs were coming out on my older dome heads. So I don't know if it was too much stuffing in it or the shape of the back of the head or something was a little bit different. But I was over trying to readjust the measurements on the dome cap. So what ended up happening is my dome cap came a little bit too far down into my ear. So I actually, and I was very afraid to do this, I cut the dome cap and then I stitched it back up pretty well so it wouldn't unravel. I probably should have did this with my sewing machine, and I probably will go back and do it with my sewing machine. But I was actually out of town when I made this adjustment. Yes, I took my thread and my weaving thread, my scissors, and my weaving needle just in case something happened to my wig. So I was out of town, and I'm glad that I did that. So I have, these cuts in it. So, anyways, I went ahead and I did the double cap method on it. And one thing I want y'all to know about the Mega Look wigs is that they give you like too much lace. I know a lot of people are really excited about, 5-inch and 6-inch wide lace closure lace wigs, but I don't like them. I'm fine with a 4x4, and the reason is the wider the lace, the more you have to customize the wig. So even though the ventilation was okay on the wig, I had to end up cutting all that off. When I situated this on my dome cap, there was too much lace coming down on my forehead. And then this part of the wig right here by the temple, just covering, this area where you could start to see kind of like my edges and stuff. But if I push the lace up, then I had too much of this area out. So definitely had to do quite a bit of adjustments playing around with the lace. So if you're not used to like cutting lace or plucking lace or whatever, and I'm not like the greatest at it, just mostly because I'm impatient, then this might aggravate you a little bit. Obviously, there are ways that you can part your wigs so you don't have to pluck your waist. And as your waist, pluck your waist. I wish I could pluck my waist. It's a little thick right now. It's just a little thick. But you can part your lace closure in a way where you don't have to pluck the lace closure. I parted in a way, and I'm going to put up a picture of me wearing this wig where almost all of the lace is covered near, the perimeter. That way, I don't have to worry about plucking and trying to make it look all realistic. And then too, the more you pluck it, you're losing hair. The hair is not going to grow back. It's a whole thing. Okay, it's a whole thing. So I try to wear my wigs in a way where I don't need to pluck them a lot. Now, because the lace closure is so wide on here, I actually have to spray a little wig spray just to hold this part down on my forehead. And as you can see, it's not much. It's just a little bit. So overall, I really like the fullness of this wig. One other thing that I did though, when I did the double cap method on this wig, I had a lot of band with no hair. And I live somewhere that could get like very windy sometimes. And when the wind is blowing, I don't want the band to show like that. I want to have a bit of confidence that I'm not looking ridiculous. So what I did is and there's you don't have to do it the way that I did it, okay? You can take some tracks out the back of this wig and you can sew it. I'm going to show you what I did. I'm trying not to mess up my curls too much. So I sewed two tracks underneath each other, facing downward around this left and right perimeter of the wig. I did that on both sides. That way, when the wind blows, most likely this is going to fall forward instead of back. And also, I covered because I think it was like an inch. It was like an inch of band showing almost. Okay, maybe like 3/4 of an inch, but you get what I'm saying. So that's another adjustment that I made to this wig in order for me to wear it confidently. Okay. Now, I use a bubble one when I curled this. It is like naturally wavy. I'll see if I could post a picture of it somewhere. How I wore it when I was out of town. So you could, if you decide to do the method where you want to put a little bit more coverage where you've done the double cap method and you could actually see the cap, you can sew some additional tracks from the back of the wig onto the side of the wig. You don't have to, but you can. Now, when I say you can do it that way, because that's not the way that I did it, I actually purchased this wig twice. And the reason why I did that is because I like the style of this wig so much that when the lace starts to tear up, and it's time to replace it, I wanted, so this is the second wig, I wanted to be able to cut this out and replace it with the wig that I currently have. So I took extra tracks out of this second wig that I purchased and I put it in the wig that I styled to make it a bit more full. It was actually very obnoxious. And the reason why that is that these are single and not double width tracks. And so it's like super teeny. They're so thin. I think I have one that's cut up right now. Hold on, let me see. Right. So, to actually take this out with the needle pick tool or whatever these things are called, I use this thing right here. and then to place it on a wig that already has tracks that's way too close together, it took some work. It took some work, but I had a vision, and I'm glad that I went through with the vision. Now, should you buy this wig? As I said in my last review, like, should you buy this Mega Look wig in particular? If you are okay with customizing the wig a bit, I would say go for it. If you're measuring 23 inches or maybe even 23.5 inches, you won't have to do the double cap method. But if you're like me, 24, 24.5, 25, 25.5, you're going to have to do the double cap method on this wig to get a better fit. Okay. So that's that about this wig in particular. I can't remember the name of it. I'll put the name up somewhere over here so you can know what unit we're discussing. All right, so the second wig or unit that I purchased from Megalook is the unit that I'm wearing right now. So I wouldn't have to deal with any of the lace. I went ahead and I just parted this C curve part in the closure. So I did the same thing with this wig. I did the double cap method, and then I added 2 tracks, and I already had some kinky hair bundles. So instead of cutting out tracks from the back of this wig, I just took my hair bundles, and I think I went from here to about here, and I added 2 rows going downward, and I did the same thing on this side. So I'm going to put up some pictures. This hair gets really big. When I wore it out of town, even though before I went out of town, I washed it, I conditioned it, I used my demi brush. The curls were beautiful. Those curls lasted 2 days. And then after that, the hair just kept growing and growing and growing. And it honestly, it just turned into like a fro. So I didn't want to keep wetting the hair. It was very cold. We had some snow days where I was. And I didn't want to keep like wetting the hair and trying to redefine the curls and all that. So I just let it get big and wild, and I just wore however it wanted to be worn. But when I got back home, I did not want to deal with the hair being that big. So I actually put product in the hair to weigh it down. So I washed, conditioned, and put in some like butter conditioner maybe 2 weeks ago, and the hair is just starting to fluff up a little bit. It's still pretty weighed down. I didn't want to put any heavy moisturizers, leave-in moisturizers in this hair because I didn't know if it was going to tangle or anything like that. But it's the only thing that will keep the hair from going on full on rebellion. Okay. So I don't wear it every day. And so, I don't know if it's going to end up tangling up or not. We're going to see because it's getting hot in North Carolina. It reached the low 80s today, and I wore it outside today. So I'm going to start seeing how the back of this like nape area is going to behave. And when I go in to wash it later on next week, I am going to see if, the moisturizer has, frayed it up or tangled it up or anything. I hope not, because I like this wig. I think it's really easy, it's really cute, it's very natural to just throw on and go. If the curls in this wig end up like holding up and doing this thing, this is a wig that I would return to and do the double cap method as long as they don't change the cap. Now, I haven't had like a ton of time to look for new wigs for us big head ladies. But I would like to say that I it's in the works. It's definitely in the works, and that's because it's getting hot here, and I can't all this heat, building up around this area. I can't take that. Okay. So I do have some bob units already home here with me that just need a little finessing. We have the Tyrena wig, which was probably one of my first videos I ever did on YouTube. So return to her this summer, okay? Return to her. I'll put a link up if you don't know about that video or you don't know about the Tyrena wig. I guess that's how you pronounce it, child. I don't know. I don't even feel like going and looking at it and trying to read it. But that wig is phenomenal. I have one in jet black and I have one in a ombre ash brown, and I love those wigs. So it's bob season. For me it is because it's hot. So I will be doing my best to find some bob wigs. Honestly, because it's so hot, I'm going to be looking into human hair bob wigs. And it's because that it's so hot, I'll be washing my wigs more often. And I also don't want to invest in bob wigs that are synthetic for the summer because they're not going to last long. I just feel like that's me throwing away my money. So I am hoping to see y'all in a couple of weeks as I go on this bob wig journey. Because when I wore this today, I wanted to cry, y'all. I wanted to cry. I mean, it's cute, but it's hot. So I just wanted to give y'all a quick update. Tell y'all I love y'all. Thanks for always waiting for me to come back and give you some updates or just let you know what I found that's going on in the wig world. All these W's, blah, 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 blah. But if you have been on the wig scene while I've been out of town, and there's some short, cute wigs that you've seen, Bob, think Bob, okay? And you want me to do a review on that wig for us big head girls, please let me know. Please let me know. Don't come to me with no outre wig, okay? This is a no outre wig channel. It's just the way that it is. The caps are too small for us. No hate on you, Outre. You doing your thing. You've been out here for a long time, giving average head women their dreams since 1837. Okay. All right, fam. It is Friday. I'm actually going to edit this really quick before I start styling my wigs. It is wash style day. But it's cool because I ain't had nowhere to go. No way. Y'all know I still haven't really made any friends here. It's my fault. I be too comfortable in my house. I be trying to get outside. But then when I go outside, especially if I go outside and spend money, I be like, why did I come outside and spend money when I could just save this money for the next time I want to go out of town? The thing is, I don't know where everybody at. Where they at? Where are they? Is everybody Buddha? It's summertime. People, well, it's not summer. It feels like summer. It's spring. People supposed to be outside. You know, spring is all about new beginnings and blossoming. You hear me? Blossoming. What is that? Blossoming, blossoming, blossoming. Yeah, that's beyond the way that all this right here works. And they're supposed to be having on their cute little spring dresses, you know, showing the hard working out they did over the winter. And even if they didn't work out, showing all the lovely juiciness that stayed on them through winter into spring. And I'm just trying to figure out where they at so I can tag along and get out the house. Anywho's fam, have a fantastic weekend and until next time. Bye.